In the year 2147, humanity had reached the edges of its solar system, but remained tethered to Earth by an invisible chain, a chain forged from fear. The fear wasn't of alien life or cosmic disasters. It was of the Black Ship, a vessel that defied all known laws of physics and engineering, drifting silently through the void like a shadow cast across eternity. It first appeared 3 years ago, just beyond the orbit of Neptune. At first, astronomers dismissed it as an asteroid, then as a derelict spacecraft lost in time. But when high-resolution scans revealed its sleek obsidian surface, perfectly smooth, without seams or markings, it became clear this was no ordinary object. It emitted no energy signature, reflected no light, and yet moved with calculated precision, altering its trajectory as though guided by intelligence. Dr. Elias Vane stood aboard the Astrea, humanity's most advanced deep space exploration vessel. He stared at the massive holographic display hovering before him, his dark eyes tracing the silhouette of the Black Ship. "We've been chasing this thing for months," he muttered under his breath, more to himself than anyone else. "And we still don't know what this thing even is." Captain Leora Kane, a tall woman with sharp features and sharper instincts, leaned against the command console. Her arms were crossed, her expression unreadable. "You're the xenophysicist, Dr. Vane. Isn't figuring out mysteries like this your job?" Elias didn't look up. "My job is to study phenomena that make sense. This," he gestured toward the hologram, "doesn't fit into any framework I understand. No propulsion systems, no heat emissions, no signs of life, and yet it moves, thinks, almost as if it's alive." The crew of the Astrea exchanged uneasy glances. They had heard rumors about the Black Ship long before they were assigned to intercept it. Some claimed it was a relic of an ancient civilization, others whispered it might be extraterrestrial. But there were darker theories, too, that it wasn't a ship at all, but something far older and incomprehensible. Something that didn't belong in their universe. "Whatever it is," said Lieutenant Arun Patel, the ship's navigator, breaking the silence, "it's slowing down. Look." He tapped a few commands into his terminal, and the hologram updated in real time. The Black Ship's velocity had decreased significantly, bringing it within range of the Astrea's sensors. Elias felt a chill run down his spine. For weeks, the Black Ship had maintained a steady pace, always staying one step ahead of them. Now, suddenly, it seemed to be waiting. "Prepare the probe," Captain Kane ordered, her voice firm. "Let's see if we can get a closer look." The probe, nicknamed Argus, was launched moments later. Equipped with state-of-the-art imaging equipment and a rudimentary AI core, it drifted toward the Black Ship like a curious insect drawn to a flame. On the bridge of the Astrea, the crew watched intently as the feed came online. At first, everything appeared normal, or as normal as anything could be when dealing with the Black Ship. Its surface shimmered faintly under the probe's artificial lighting, revealing subtle ripples that suggested the material was somehow fluid, not solid. Then, without warning, the probe's camera feed flickered. "What's happening?" Captain Kane demanded. "I'm losing telemetry," Aaron replied, his fingers flying over the controls. "It's interfering with the signal." Before anyone could react, the screen went black. The room fell silent except for the soft hum of the ship's systems. Suddenly, the main view screen lit up. Everyone froze as the image of the Black Ship filled the screen. But it wasn't alone. Strange symbols, glowing faintly blue, began appearing on its surface. They pulsed rhythmically, like a heartbeat. Elias stepped forward, his mind racing. "Those aren't random patterns. That's writing or code. Something intelligible." "You mean someone or something is trying to communicate?" Leora asked. Before Elias could answer, the symbols shifted again, forming a single word in perfect English. "Hello!" The crew erupted into chaos. Voices overlapped as people shouted questions, orders, and exclamations of disbelief. Only Elias remained calm, his gaze fixed on the screen. "It knows we're here," he said softly, "and now it wants to talk." Hours passed as the crew debated their next move. Some argued they should attempt communication, while others insisted they retreat immediately. In the end, Captain Kane made the decision. "We came here to learn," she said. "If the Black Ship is willing to engage, we owe it to humanity to find out why." Using the probe as an intermediary, they began transmitting basic messages, mathematical sequences, images of Earth, and simple greetings. To their astonishment, the Black Ship responded each time, its replies growing increasingly complex. It shared diagrams of star systems, intricate geometric shapes, and what appeared to be schematics of some kind of machine. But it wasn't until the final transmission that things took a turn. The screen displayed a new message. "Come inside, Elias." Stared at the words, his heart pounding. "Inside? You mean board the ship?" "It's a trap," muttered Commander Rhea Solis, the ship's security officer. "We don't know what's in there. It could be hostile." "And we may never find out unless we take the risk," Elias countered. "This could be the greatest discovery in human history. We can't walk away now." After much deliberation, Captain Kane agreed to send a small team to investigate. Elias volunteered immediately, despite Rhea's protests. Joining him were Lieutenant Patel and 2 engineers, tasked with gathering data and ensuring everyone returned safely. As their shuttle approached the Black Ship, Elias couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. The airlock opened smoothly, revealing a dimly lit interior. The walls seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it, creating an eerie sense of depth. There were no visible controls or furnishings, just endless corridors stretching into darkness. "This place feels wrong," Aaron whispered. Elias nodded. "Stay close. And remember, we're here to observe, not interfere." They ventured deeper, recording everything they saw. The ship was vast, far larger on the inside than it appeared from the outside. Eventually, they reached a chamber unlike anything they'd encountered before. At its center floated a sphere of pure energy, pulsating with a soft golden glow. As they approached, the sphere expanded, enveloping them in warmth. Images flooded their minds, scenes of distant galaxies, civilizations rising and falling, timelines, collapsing and reforming. It was overwhelming, beautiful, and terrifying all at once. Then a voice spoke, not aloud, but directly into their thoughts. "You have come far, children of Earth, but your journey has only begun." Elias tried to respond, but the words caught in his throat. Before he could gather his thoughts, the vision dissolved, leaving them standing in the empty corridor once more. "What was that?" Arun stammered. Elias shook his head, his mind reeling. "I don't know, but I think the Black Ship isn't just a vessel. It's a gateway." Back aboard the Astria, the crew listened in stunned silence as Elias recounted their experience. Captain Kane paced the bridge, her brow furrowed. "A gateway to where?" "That's the question, isn't it?" Elias replied. "And one we'll have to answer if we're brave enough to follow." As the Astria prepared to return to Earth, the Black Ship remained behind, its purpose still shrouded in mystery. But Elias knew one thing for certain. Humanity's encounter with the unknown was only beginning, and somewhere deep within the cosmos, the Black Ship waited, watching, to be continued.